Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're gonna be working on my E-Z-GO golf cart here. So I bought this recently and it's been a fleet vehicle for like 30 years of its life. I don't know the maintenance history on it. So what I'm gonna do today is change the differential fluid on here. Changing the differential fluid is a pretty straightforward process, especially on this cart right here. We'll go ahead, put it on my lift right here and take a look underneath and see how we do this. So we're underneath here, and this is the rear differential. So this thing's a very low speed differential. Well, before you even start with this project, make sure you have SAE 30 oil. That's what these electric golf carts use. It's the non-detergent oil. You could just buy the Walmart kind. It's like $4.5, $5 at Walmart. And then to drain it, you drain it from this bolt right here. But as you can see, it only drains to that spot. So this bottom part right here is where most of the fluid is. So you actually have to drop this pan by removing all these bolts around here. Once you drop this pan, you actually have to clean up all around here and put a new liquid gasket on here to seal it back up. So from the looks of this thing, this is a 1994. I don't think they've ever dropped this thing before in its life. And I don't even know if they ever changed the fluid, but I assume it's a fleet vehicle, so they must have drained it using some kind of tool to drain it all out and then fill it back up. We'll go ahead, drain it from here as much as we can, which I don't think there's gonna be much. And we're gonna go ahead and drop this into a pan and drain most of it out from here. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead, unbolt this drain bolt. So this is a 5/8 inch. See if anything drains out. I doubt anything drains out, just, yeah. Because what you do is you fill it to that line where it starts dripping out, and that's the fill line for this. So really the only way to drain that is to actually suck the old oil out. And then, but yeah, you have to have a tool for that. I actually have a fluid draining tool or sucking tool that I'm going to use to fill it, so I could theoretically suck it out, but I want to go ahead and just remove this and see how it looks on the inside anyways. The next thing we're gonna do is start unbolting all these. So before we do anything, we wanna go ahead and just loosen them all. And I'm gonna shoot it off with an impact driver just to make it quicker. All right, so now that I've got it all off, you need to get a little screwdriver and just start prying this, because it's actually got the gasket material on it that keeps it in there. So you want to be careful not to damage anything, but just kind of find a spot that you get it in there, and then just tap the screwdriver in between the gap. Just kind of do it periodically just to loosen the glue and the gasket material. Looks like someone used some silicone on here last time. You should be using like an oil-resistant RTV. You want to be careful too, because this, once it breaks off, it's going to spill all the oil down here. So you want to be ready for it with your pan. You don't want to deform it too much either. Yeah, so right here it looks like a lip is starting to come loose a little bit right here, so you want to just go work your way around. Starting to go. Once you get that, there's all your fluid, your old fluid right there. So right now I'm gonna have to bend that little edge back that I was tapping back here, but we need to clean off all this old RTV gasket material along here and over here with a blade and some brake parts cleaner. So here's the bottom of the pan here. And you can see that little gasket material kind of squeezed out right there. So we want to clean off all this, all the residual on this surface, so when we put the new stuff on there, it seals well. We'll go ahead and pour this out and degrease it with some super clean, just to make sure everything is clean before we start working on it. Once I clean it with the super clean, I'm about to straighten out this flange right here where I stuck my screwdriver, and then probably put a little coat of paint on this rusted, corroded area. So we cleaned most of it and scraped it off right here around the edges with the razor blade. There is still residual on here. I used acetone. Acetone really helps get that off when you're scraping it. So what I'm gonna try next is a little bit of brake parts cleaner, kind of let it soak in on a towel and try to scrub the residual off before I scuff this up with a Scotch-Brite. And then this side, like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to clean up all this flaking paint. Hammer this right here flat again and just give it a coat of black on this backside. Went ahead, prepped it with 400 grit sandpaper, got all the rust and the flaking paint off of it. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean this with some alcohol, prime it, and put a coat of black paint on this back side. I'm gonna clean this side with some alcohol before I put the gasket sealer on this edge. I'm gonna go ahead, paint it off camera, and then we'll scrape the bottom on the actual differential off and clean that surface. Now that we're under here, time to scrape the old adhesive off the differential. I'm gonna use a credit card to not mar the surface too much. Go ahead and spray some acetone on that surface and then scrape it off with that credit card. Now that we've cleaned everything off, I scuffed it up with that 400 grit sandpaper and then cleaned it off with brake clean again. So now I'm just gonna wipe it down with some acetone here, the surface. And then once the acetone dries, we'll go ahead and wipe it off with some grease and wax remover, and then some alcohol after that before we put the cover back on with the sealant. So you can see the acetone is taking this black stuff off all the sanding and everything else that we did. So we just want to make sure that's completely clean and that we get nothing on the rag or on the little paper towel here before we put the new coating on, so that way it sticks and it bonds. Got a new piece. We want to make sure that this thing is clean. The more times you go over it, the less and less dirt is going to accumulate on here. But yeah, you just want to make sure it's a nice, dry, clean surface. Now we got the alcohol. See, the alcohol goes over it. Not much left as far as the gray dust. It's very clean now. Now I see why they don't want to do this as far as changing it out. This is a lot of work right here to reseal this thing up. They just usually put the tube in there and just suck the old differential fluid out and change it with the new one, or even just mix it in probably. So here's a freshly painted cover. I just brought it in from outside after I put 2 coats of black on here with a coat of primer underneath. Let it dry for about 15 minutes before we handle it. So this thing's gonna go through the same process. We wanna clean that mating surface on the other side with grease and wax remover, acetone, and then alcohol, just to make sure it's all completely wiped clean and dry before we put the new packing material on here. So what I'm going to be using to pack and seal it is this form in place gasket for oil from Toyota. I have a little bit this left over from my Toyota projects. Might as well use it before it all dries up. So this stuff is made for oil pans, so this thing should seal this SAE 30 oil pretty easily. So to work on this while it's still drying the paint, I ended up just cutting a hole in the box with the outline of this thing, and it works perfectly fine. I don't mess up the paint, and then I have a good nice flat surface to work with here to clean up and put the seal on. Go through the same process. We'll first clean with the acetone. The acetone is going to take apart some of this black paint on here, so it's going to leave the stuff on the black backside, but that's okay. And then after this, we're going to do the grease and wax remover, and then finally we're going to use the alcohol on here. Grease and wax remover. See, the acetone did a lot of the work already, so the grease and wax remover really kind of keep it pretty clean. So yeah, see the grease and wax, the second pass about it is clean as a whistle. So the last thing we're going to do is the alcohol. Clean there. So alcohol dries pretty fast. So the packing material, I ended up busting a hole on the side because it wouldn't come out the front. So we'll just go ahead and squeeze it out of the side, get coverage on here, and then spread it out. Around the holes, you want to go on the inside of the hole because that's where you want to basically seal it from the inside of the pan out. All right, I've got this thing all covered up all around the rim. This might be a little bit overkill. I think I'm gonna be squeezing a bunch out and cleaning it up on the actual car, but we should be good. And remember, the differential fluid is just gonna stay under here most of the time, except when it's splashing around. So it's not really ever gonna hit this rim to actually come out, and there's really no pressure in here. So this is really overkill. So we're under here now. Go ahead, get our cover lined up, and then just start putting the bolts in just to hold it up. And then once we tighten it down, it's going to mash it out and squeeze. Just kind of wiggle it just to get it to set a little better, fill in any of the gaps. So you'll see a little squeeze come out of that. That's completely normal. Once we tighten it down more, it'll get a nice squeeze through and give us a good seal. So I'll go ahead, give it just a hand tighten with the ratchet. Again, we'll do a cross pattern just to get the squeeze even. Nice clean seal. Everything's hand tightened. I don't know what the torque specs are, but it probably doesn't need to be that tight. So I'll go ahead and fill the oil up right now. So to fill the oil, you only need like maybe 10-12 ounces to fit in there. I'm gonna use this Pittsburgh suction gun from Harbor Freight. I could have theoretically used this to suck most of the fluid out instead of dropping that cover, but I decided not to do that. Like I said earlier, I wanted a nice clean seal and a nice clean fluid. So the oil, we're just gonna use regular SAE 30 non-detergent, which is what this is recommended for. I just picked up a $4.50 bottle from Walmart right here to use. So I've filled the tube up right here. Go ahead and just stick it in here and just pump it in. And again, we want to wait till it fill it enough till it drips out of the side of the drain plug, and we'll know that's full, and we can just put the cap back on and seal it up. So right there, it's starting to drip out the side right now. Right. Go ahead and wipe the excess off of here and then tighten down the drain bolt and we're good here. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this quick video on changing that differential fluid. As you can see, it is an involved process if you want to do it correctly. But for these golf carts, especially this one that's almost 30 years old, it was probably much needed. I wasn't sure when the last time they changed that differential fluid. It is one of those fluids that on these golf carts, since it moves so slowly, most people neglect it or don't even bother changing it. So it's usually on its original differential fluid. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel to stay on top of all my various DIY projects in the garage, on my cars, or on the house, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications to get notified every time I upload a video. For all these different DIY videos, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.